he has been an absolute star in Wijk. He was invited to the top section by the organizers. He has justified their selection, every bit of it. He is in a plus score, 3.5 out of 6, and he gets Gukesh. So both of these players are on an upward swing. But if there is a decisive game here, only one of them can continue the hot streak.
Yeah, really nice to see the tournament organisers invite their local talent, and the local talent has a bunch of support. It's the weekend now, Robert, and look at the fans.
And then it quickly transposed into a d4 opening where David, Max Warmerdam, he is afraid of nobody. He immediately strikes the center with c5. As you can see to the left of our board here, 41% of these high-level master games ends in a victory for white. 34% of the games are drawn, 25% win for black. So it's quite a combative opening, and it's really about who knows it better.
Yeah, let's go down the path for a few moves, because this is pretty much an immediate pawn sacrifice. After white captures, black recaptures on d4, allowing white to first give a check and then take with the queen. This is designed against, for example, if we'd started with queen takes d4, Robert, black would be able to play knight c6 using a pin on the d file. So this is a small tactic black uses just to gain a tempo in the opening, hence queen a4 check instead. Just after black blocks, a capture now on d4, and knight c6 is no longer available as a resource. And the bishop on d7 is slightly misplaced as well in general. So, okay, instead Max took back on d5, and the white queen having to kind of lose a bit of time dancing around, again, something we advised against in the opening. This is the reason, as you pointed out, in the current position, white is so far behind in development. White has had to waste 1, 2, 3, 4 moves even with the white queen. If I can count correctly, there we go. And it comes back now to her starting square. So black is basically saying one pawn is worth 3, 4 tempi. And normally, I think, Robert, you'd be right.
Yeah, and under normal circumstances, that is definitely the case, but look how Gukesh responds. Very quietly, bishop d2, the black castles, the white knight hops out, and this is the decision that you do not take lightly. Usually you wait until your bishop is kicked, but Max understands that he needs activity. That what's keeping this position relatively balanced is his dynamic play. So let's say he sat and did nothing. He played knight to c6, and white plays move on to e3. Black continues to improve pieces, hit rook c8. White plays bishop e2, and let's say he's playing a rook to e8. All of this looks normal and smart, just putting pieces on better squares. Once white castles, well, now if you take on c3, if you're trying to go for the same plan, this is really not going to work out, because white has great squares for the pieces. You can even retreat your bishop to e1. If you want to keep the pair of bishops, you can safely slide your rook to defend it, and white is up a healthy pawn at this stage. So I do not think that this is the way you play once you give up a pawn. Just play as if you had equal material. You need to play ambitiously, you have to be proactive, and that's why Max took it upon himself to take the knight on c3.
do right now, but at least maybe asking some questions, causing some doubt. G4, got to be done.
G4 is a good move. Rook F4, trying to win that pawn, but met by Rook to F5, forcing the rooks off the board in a winning endgame for White. So after G4, I'm looking at King F4, because if the White rook slides away, the Black rook has the check. We're actually seeing this. Gukesh is continuing to find the right moves. The Black King steps back to F4, and this is what I'm talking about. The White rook moves away, the Black rook gives a check. It's almost checkmate, and the White rook would have to step back, but instead, we're getting David's method. I love it, and this is really an excellent play and a great call by you, David. Just the step-by-step, the Black rook needs to stay on the F-file, otherwise the White rook will cut it off from that point, and the White pawn will step forward anyway. So Black is completely stuck.
Yeah, and that's the thing, not rushing. Black is stuck. You've basically paralyzed the Black rook to the defense of the F-file. If Black's rook continues to wait, the White king will edge forward one more square. Then the White pawn will edge forward one more square. And sooner rather than later, the White pawn will cost Black's rook its life. And Max now down under 20 seconds. He took a nervous look over at the clock there. He knows that, wow, it's the final stages, but he just resigns. We have a winner, Robin.
It was the final stage, and when all is said and done, Gukesh, he wins the game. He goes to 4.5 out of 7. He is in a tie for first place. And usually we see the players analyze a bit after the game, but Gukesh he's looking at him just like, sorry, I feel like. And for Max, he's probably just kicking himself. How could I let all that prep go to waste? It's unfortunate. It happens though. The game does not end just because it's an equal position according to the engines.